Good afternoon, everyone. This is Stephen Orr, nycmasseur.com, with another blog update on living the dream in New York City, doing M for M massage. You can call me Steve Orr, please do. I don't like Stephen. I have to change my name. Anyway, the summer's here, and let's focus on positive things, positive energy. Went to the Eagle last Sunday and had a good time dancing, but still not connecting very much. It's a little cliquey, and I don't have a lot of friends there, but I do have a couple of guys that I see very regularly. The music was Cunningham, good standard hits, house music, gay hits, anthems. And just a little footnote there, Matthew J. is a really excellent DJ, and I hope that he soon gets some nights, because this fellow, the Grand Phoenix, and then these other weirdos with these weird names, they don't cut it, in my opinion. Vince Marino was there Sunday. He took over at 10, and he's always easy on the eyes. And of course, when they played I Feel Love, I just lost my mind with that beauty. And business is very slow. Not one client last week, but 2 no-shows, and there was this rich person that contacted me from the Upper West Side and then ghosted me, and I had to tell him, I don't care how much money you have. It's not respectful and nice to do that. And then I had another weirdo contact me and just didn't show up. It was a complete fake. So the cockroaches, the water bugs, are coming out of all the corners, darling. So be careful. Had a bad experience too with this companion care agency named Duet. I don't want to go into long detail about it, but after like 3 months of training and interviews and mountains of monotonous paperwork and forms to fill out, they called me up and they wanted me to do work 2 days a week for this guy who has dementia, 80-year-old, who was a big biker. And the wife, turned out to be kind of a nut job. She basically interviewed me, and we got really gay friendly, and at one point we were calling each other girl, and she presented herself as this non-judgmental Buddhist, which was kind of a trip, because after a 4-hour shift of working, she called the agency and told them that I had overshared and that she could not use me, did not want to use me anymore. And then the agency promptly terminated me. So I'm in the midst of filing a complaint with the Equal Opportunity Commission about sexual harassment, because I don't think that's very cool the way that went down. And I think it was overt homophobia. I don't know if she meant it to be, but the fact that she was crying in my arms and sharing all this stuff about John's 12-step meetings, and then when I commiserated and tried to show empathy about my experience with the 12-step meetings, obviously I was a slave who had shared too much to the master. So it came down to that too. But this was not a cool experience, so I'm following up on that. And I'm not a litigious person, but this needs to be looked into. It's unacceptable. Given the extraordinary amount of preparation I did to obtain the job that was only paying $20 an hour anyway, I think it's time to go on the Rent Man site. Don't you? Anyway, that was the update. So I've rebounded from that, and recovering and bouncing back is my specialty, as you know. And the biking continues. I started again on my unicycle, which I'm very proud of, and I had a great photo shoot yesterday with a dear buddy friend of mine who had a very steady hand with the camera, who took some beautiful shots. And I kind of reminded myself what 3-point lighting was. The whole area of photography just fascinates me, as does unicycling, as does music. So come for great massage soon. I just want to let you know that, it's funny. When I got the call from the agency, the phone rang and I was having lunch with a friend, and I had expected that they were going to tell me that they had another companion care gig for me. And instead they told me they were terminating me. And my friend who had taught at Adelphi for 30 years, he had just got through emailing the last person. He'd recently quit his job, tenured professor, great benefits. 30 years, can you believe it? And they kind of forced him out. And these are really rough times right now. I don't have to lecture anyone on that. I'm sure everyone is aware of that. But wow, we really need to pull in and be true Buddhists, not just pretending fake Buddhists, pretending with our workshops and then coming back and judging people. And also with this woman, I thought it was very homophobic. I thought it was a real case of gender bias. Yeah. And I'm pretty inured to that, being bisexual. But when she played that card about oversharing, it was a real. So anyway, this friend and I were just commiserating on how life is so difficult. Life is so difficult. It throws you down and then it kicks you. And then the upside of the happy ending, the texts afterwards, where we were sharing that some Buddhist wisdom. Obviously, back to that woman, she had taken all these workshops to say the right thing, but in her actions, she was toxic. And it's funny, it occurs to me that she had read and owned the Reader's Digest version of Buddhism, not anything real that would come from the heart. Not a good experience. But onward and upward, there are more agencies than Duet. And my friend and I, back to my friend, we were just commiserating on how weird things are right now. And one of the things that he came back with was happiness comes from the inside. It's a state of mind. It's happiness. My friend said, happiness is a state of mind, not a position in the world. And I asked him to give me more on that. And he said, I think it is both. I said to him in response, happiness is to be found from the inside and not the outside sources. Am I right in that? And my friend responded, I think it's both. I think it's how on the inside we see the beauty of the outside. It's being open to the beauty that's around us. It's being open to the wonder of life. And another friend of mine who's in recovery was sharing about trauma oversharing and trauma vomiting, he called it, which is interesting, which is when you are, sharing with someone, maybe it's not appropriate to, about maybe being abused or some bad experiences you've had and that. And I think the trick is to hold your intimate friends close to you and be sure that they are the ones that you can be intimate with and share real details about your life and pain, and not just anyone, because there was a certain amount of seductive energy that came from this woman, and then she betrayed me. Yeah, it was a rough experience. But we're onward and upward. So, what did my friend call it? Another friend who's in recovery. Come on, Kenny. Oh, God. Trauma dumping is when someone releases a large amount of painful, traumatic, or emotionally overwhelming material at once, often without the structure, consent, or emotional containment for either themselves or the listener. And it usually isn't malicious, blah, 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 carrying the years of pain, relieved. I love my friend. He uses AI for his recovery, so he gets a lot of stuff. Okay, my friend said, spread the weight of your pain among the therapist, sponsor, recovery group, journaling, prayer, art, and trusted friends. And he said, this is especially relevant for you. I don't know what ACM is, SAA, DreamWork Songwriting Therapy. These are containers expressed through creation. Many people carry deep wounds healed by transforming them into meaning. For me, songwriting, it seems, is particularly important. The question becomes, how can this pain become a song, a prayer, a poem, or an act of service, rather than how can I get rid of this pain? Notice the need underneath. And finally, my therapist had something to say when I shared this whole experience. She shared, when your mind goes to that F it all place, when you think you've lost hope, I think you just need to work through it and observe your emotions and all the marvelous work you've done with yourself and your ability to bounce back, and not let it suck you in. F it all. And she said something really interesting. You need to look for the areas, it's kind of relevant to what my friend said. You need to look to the areas of light and happiness and amplify them, so that when you see things that you think might be going there to that negative place happening in the world, you say, well, I don't know, are things really that way? Or to question them and just observe yourself and your reactions. I think that's I think that's very helpful. The F it all syndrome is a dangerous place because whether drinking, drugs, or sex, if we just do actions without license and responsibility, we run the risk of hurting ourselves, and we run the risk of hurting others. And that's why I think it's really important to to be able to pull it in and find the balance. We're always talking about finding the balance here. Last week I did 3 days of sobriety. That was fun. That felt good. That felt raw. So I'll continue on that journey. I am keeping a drinking journal in which I keep track of all the alcohol that I take in every day. And this past weekend I was enjoying my Americano Campari with sweet vermouth and a splash of soda and orange. Actually, I filled the whole container up. The container with soda. And I had a cocktail today, but I'm sober right now. I hope to, after this share, get on my unicycle and work out my thighs. And yeah, I'm looking forward to working on you. And just a little tidbit too, I'm finding that my weekly trips to the bathhouse are very helpful. I might try Williamsburg next week or this week, because they do have a swimming pool, they do have a deck, and there is some kind of cruising, I've heard, that goes up on the top floor among the potted plants. So that would be nice, because the Flatiron is just overrun with women and way too, and couples, and there's no bisexual vibe there. I was hoping there would be, but I always take it into the place of doing my stretches, and stretching to me is more important than talking when you're in a place like the bathhouse. And of course, the cold plunge is a really great way to reset your thalamus. And finally, I have to share some positive news about joint pain and arthritis pain. I've been doing my clams. That's when you're on the side, and I have a band across my knees, pulling my knees together, and about 17 to 25 pounds of weight, and just the knee up, down, up, down, up, down. And I'm trying to do like 50 repetitions every other day, and I'm seeing a difference in my inner knee pain. After I got through with the Eagle, I went biking for an hour, and it felt really refreshing and fun, and the rain was just pouring down. And it's interesting, the body connection with rain. It felt more like I was swimming than I was biking. And I turned around after an hour because I was feeling a little bit of a chill. But yeah, the rain, I can't stand the rain. Anyway, thank you, Aetna, for paying for my dental work. Boop! And we're on to continue looking for new locations to live. I've been a little lax. I sent one form in last week, but I'm back on that. This is a prayer for you. You gotta love yourself. This is a prayer for you. You gotta love yourself no matter what you do. Love yourself. And what's the new mantra? Yes, I can. Thanks for watching. Come for a great massage soon. Best, Steve or NYCMasseur.com.